All right. Well, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So another Advantage live show, Jane.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. So I'm excited about today. Before we even get into anything else, let's just do a quick little introduction about what we've got coming up on the show. So we're going to begin with a really good interview with Rett Harmon, and he is co-owner of Central 21 Novus Realty down in Georgia. And he also leads the Rettro Group, and it's a team that he started back in 2018. And then we're going to have one of our own agents out of our London, Kentucky office, Keisha Brooks. So that's what's in store for you guys. And so, Dane, anything you want to share?
No, I'm just really excited to hear about his book. He's the #1 selling author. So
yeah, that's
cool.
going to be pretty good. So we'll get into that as well. And but I'm going to start off with this. So you guys have watched the show are noticing that I'm not in my traditional environment here. So the beauty of live show is that sometimes you don't have control of everything. And one of the things I didn't have control of today was electricity and internet. So about, I guess, 45 minutes before we needed to go live, I lost all that at my house, and bam, I had to come up with a plan B. So that was get in the car, drive over with laundry baskets full of equipment, and set up at the actual office. So here we are. We're set up. We're here. We're live. We made it. So it's good, right?
Yeah, you were in kind of a panic. He called me and he's like, "Oh my God, I have no internet." I thought for a minute I'd be on my own, and I thought, "Oh no, please not that. Anything but that. Go to McDonald's. I don't care where you go. Just don't leave me alone on here.
Just go somewhere. Get online. That's fine. Yep. I totally understand.
Go to the library. Anywhere."
Just don't leave me alone. So, but and here's the funny thing too is I was going to share a little bit about one of the things I've been kind of just, learning myself this whole week. And it just goes right along with this whole thing is I was reading about what the U.S. Navy SEALs say. And one of the things they say is get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? So I was actually going to share kind of about that just a little bit before we get started with the actual show. So it's kind of funny that, this would happen today. It's like, yeah, okay.
Life lessons, right?
Life lessons. That going crazy, like, everything messing up. How much can I hold this together and be uncomfortable in a new environment, not really got everything I need. And, so it was pretty cool that it timed itself that way. But, to me, I think that is key to growth, right? I think if you can be uncomfortable, and the more you put yourself in a position to be uncomfortable, the more you're growing.
Yeah, I think we've all been uncomfortable in this past year. Everything's changed. The way we do business has changed. We're all in masks, which in itself is uncomfortable. It's difficult to read people or hear people behind them. So yeah, it's a great topic for what's going on right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's absolutely it. And, one of the things that I've began to realize too about the whole being uncomfortable part of this is there's certain things you just got to do to be uncomfortable and put yourself in that. And there's things that you need to do in your business that you're just afraid to do, and you don't want to step out of that comfort zone to do it. And, and I've struggled with that 100%. It's like there's just certain things that I really want to accomplish this thing, but I'm too scared to actually do it. So I wrote down 6 things that I just said, you know what, this is how I'm going to approach those situations. So I'm going to just briefly just kind of go through those real quick. But 1, it's easy. You have to begin. Just start. Whatever it is that you're uncomfortable doing, just start doing it anyway. You got to begin. Then keep pushing when it gets hard. Because it's going to get hard. It's going to be uncomfortable every single time you do it. Keep pushing on. And then the moment you are comfortable, it's time to be uncomfortable again. Right?
Yeah. No, it's exactly right. I mean, even with this podcast, we were both like, "Oh, live podcast. We don't want to, that fear of messing up or doing something wrong or not knowing the answers to the questions or, that kind of thing." I think everybody deals with. And, it's still not comfortable, but it's more comfortable,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think, just doing anything that you want to accomplish, doing it, and even if it's not comfortable at first, you'll get a little bit more comfortable, and then you can take on a new thing and then the next thing. So.
Yep, I agree. And on that same point, you got to embrace all the mistakes and learn. You got to be okay with making the mistakes. Who cares? You're going to make them. You're going to mess up.
You can't fail if you don't try. So
that's right.
You just got to go and try.
Yep. Hey, here's number 5. Find others that can hold you accountable and push you beyond the comfort.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. That's you for me.
You're welcome.
He's
But it's
always
true though, right?
encouraging.
You are who you surround yourself with.
And you're very encouraging too. I mean, you're always encouraging agents to do the live videos and the little snippets, you know, for their clients, and you encourage them to do it by doing it yourself, you know. So it's like, oh, okay, if he can do it, I can do it, you know, kind of thing. So
I appreciate that. I really do. And I would say the same to you. You absolutely do that. You train our agents. You're there for the agents. You encourage the agents. You know, we're a team, and I think that's the key. I think having those people around you that's helping you drive and be better than what you were and pushing you just enough where you don't get overwhelmed, but just enough to help you to keep growing. Because that's really what we're trying to do, right? And we do it on our daily lives.
That's the nicest thing, I think. You know, we ask all these agents, what's so great about Century 21 or what's so great about your office? And I think it's the sheer number of people that you have that will encourage you, that will push you a little bit, that will help you, that will be there if you need something.
Yeah, so true. So true. All right, this is my last one. So it says, record every victory along the way with details on how you got there. This is how you reference as you continue to improve and grow. These notes are what you reference when you are extremely uncomfortable because it's hard and you need a reminder that it's temporary and the reward is worth it. So as you're going through the journey, write it down. You know, I like to journal. Some people don't, but at least at the bare minimum, write down the accomplishments that you've had, the victories and the wins that you've had. And then that way you can go back and read those, right?
Yeah. I know a lot of people who put their goals on their mirror, like their mirror in their bathroom or whatever. And then, you know, when they accomplish those, they move that to another board that says, this is what I've done, you know, kind of thing.
Yes.
I've heard that helps a lot of people, you know, and when you think, oh, I'm so behind in everything, and you look at that and you say, well, wait a minute, I've already accomplished all these things. So it's, you know, not as bleak as I might have thought.
Yeah, no, that's well said. Well said. All right, let's see who we've got in the comments. We got a couple of comments here. We got Terry Woodward. She says, good morning. Hello, Terry.
Morning, Terry.
Good morning to you. We've got Kathy Jones. Good morning, Kathy.
Morning, Kathy.
Deanna. Hello, Deanna. Thank you for watching. All right. Well, Jane, if we don't have anything else, I will say this, guys. We love audience participation at the end of each segment with one of our guests. We can open it up to Q&A. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to drop it in the comments there. And after the end of the interview, we will bring those in, and you guys can ask Rett Harmon or Keisha Brooks any questions you like. And we got a few more rolling in here. We got Terry Young. Good morning. Chad Tyner. Good morning, y'all. There you go. He's from Kentucky. He's actually not, but he's embracing his Kentucky vibes there. Hey, Chad. Good to see you, my friend.
I'm so glad they could all join us today.
Yes, it is good. I love having people here. Good to see everybody. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and start this show. So thank you all as well, and enjoy it. Hello, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Advantage Live Show. I'm your host, Adam Gullett, and I'm joined with my co-host,
Jane Polipchak. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Jane, and thank you all for being here to watch this episode. We've got a good one. We've got Rett Harmon. It's going to be here. We're going to be interviewing him. He is the co-owner of Century 21 Novus Realty down in Georgia, and he also started and leads the Rettro Group, which he started back in 2018. He'll be joining us. We'll be doing an interview with him, talking about his business, how he structures it, how he markets his business, and just unique ways that he grows that business. And we've also got one of our own, Keisha Brooks, coming from our London, Kentucky office. We're going to be talking about her business and how she got into real estate and all that fun stuff. We're going to go into details. And so just participate, leave comments for us. We're glad you're here, and thank you guys for tuning in. All right, Jane, let's get started with our first amazing guest, Rett Harmon.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right. right. All right. So Rett Harmon, this is the guy's coming, co-owner of Century 21 Novus Realty. I'm going to read a bio of this guy. And I'm telling you, like before we were talking about being uncomfortable with being comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? So this guy is okay with being uncomfortable, and you'll see why as we talk to this guy. He's awesome. So here's a bio about Rett Harmon, okay? Rett Harmon is an author, community advocate, and contributor to the real estate industry. He is both an active agent and co-owner of Century 21 Novus Realty. Rett began selling real estate in 2001 while attending the UWG, where he earned his B.B.A. in real estate. C21 Novus is currently growing with 47 agents, 12 staff, and over 600 properties under management. Rett actively lists and sells real estate. He leads Rettro Group, the team that he formed in 2018. Rett enjoys sharing relevant best practices through video, contributing to real estate publications, and speaking at industry events. He is an Eagle Scout, has ownership in 9 companies, and is passionate about Reels for Easter Seals, a nonprofit company Rett started in 2016 that raises money for local Easter seals. Rett and his wife, Jen, stay on the go with their 3 children, and his hobbies include hunting, fishing, boating, and spending time outdoors. And I will also add this. He is also the #1 book, Amazon bookseller of a certain book that he co-authored with a bunch of other authors. And I'm going to hold that up right there. It is Success to from Leading Pros, and it's on Amazon. You guys can check it out right there. So some of our people out there have this book and have read it. It's got some good meat inside of there. And before we get and bring him onto the show, Jane, we talked about uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think would be uncomfortable that someone could wear on the outside that would make them uncomfortable?
Yeah, I mean, certain outfits, certain colors, different things, costumes, things like that. You were pretty uncomfortable the day we put you in the tank, weren't you? Yeah.
Yes, I was. For those who don't know, I jumped as a leprechaun into a cold pool of water.
You made a great leprechaun, by the way. But I would say you were pretty uncomfortable that day.
Yes, no doubt.
It was so
But
cold.
now you're going to see what Rett Harmon does. So here is Rett in all his glory.
All right, next.
Come on, isn't that awesome?
You would definitely be noticed in that attire, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, which is the key, right? That's marketing. Yeah. So let's bring Rett into the screen.
With the C21 on the back. That was my favorite, I think.
Wasn't that awesome? Just boom, there it was. Hey, Rett.
Great video. Hey, Rett.
Oh, let's see. We can't hear you. Let's try that again. Good old technology. It's all good.
Yeah, he's showing muted on my screen.
All right, try hitting that mic there again.
We've been having technical difficulties all morning, haven't we?
We have. It's the nature of it.
Your story about the laundry baskets today.
Yeah, so yeah, I basically just had to throw all my stuff into laundry baskets. It was horrible to get over here and set this thing up. It shows that you're muted on your end there, Rett. Maybe log out. Oh, there we go.
Hey, it was my fault. I was, I guess, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to make it better and mess it up. Sorry about that, y'all.
Hey, man, no worries. You know what? The thing that we've realized is live video. People want the real people, and mistakes and all.
The microphone up in the first 3 seconds, you know.
That's great.
Well, welcome to my closet right now. This actually is my little office, but I've got a couple of seats up here, and I just, kind of a neat way for people to walk in and kind of see them. But yeah, I kind of have a lot of fun with those, as you guys can tell. Yeah.
So, which, honestly, that's kind of who you are, right? It fits your character and your nature. But what I'm going to add to that first and foremost is Rett and I have never really met in person, but I knew who he was by going to the 121 conferences. and I never got a chance to actually meet him there. But I knew exactly when Johnny Knight told me, "Hey, you got to have Brett on your show." I knew exactly who he was talking about, and the reason why is because I knew the suit and I knew who you were because you were wearing the C21 suit all over you yourself, had the C21 mark all over it at the convention. So I was like, "Well, I know that guy."
It's important to be recognized or known, in what we do. We're in a very public industry in real estate, so we don't want to be forgotten about. And if you can figure out a way to stay in front of people, you gotta take all advantages you can.
Yeah.
So how did that all start?
It's kind of a bad joke that it kind of kept going in a way. Gosh, probably 6 years
Started
ago.
as a dare or what?
Yeah, about 6 years ago, we had an ugly sweater party and just some friends, and we actually had it here at our office. But one of my friends said, "Hey, you should wear this suit." And it's like a sequin jacket with like Christmas lights all over it. And I said, "Sure, order it and I'll pay you back." So wore it at the party. Of course, everybody liked it, and I left it here at the office. The next week, we had to go out with one of my office managers, Kendall, to go buy some supplies. So it was cold. I forgot my jacket, so I threw that jacket on, and people just started taking pictures of me and tagging me, and it kind of got a lot of attention. So because of that, people started tagging other Christmas suits in there, and then I, of course, bought a few more, and turned into just Christmas stuff to start with. And then after that, it was like, well, there's other holidays that we could have a suit to represent. So kind of started doing those too, and showing up in random places I would go to anyway, wearing, something that was a little different. And it made people smile, made people kind of laugh, made some people not really understand it. But what it did was made, people gravitate to me. It's kind of neat, 'cause I'm a people person, I like the network, but it was a really interesting concept. So I always got to push the envelope. What can you do to be more comfortable with? I was so very involved with RPAC and stuff with Georgia Realtor. So why don't I wear this till we go see our state representatives? Why don't I wear my American flag suit to go see our representatives at the state capitol? And some of the staff looked at me very crazy. I kind of waited, kind of last minute. I was kind of one of the last ones getting there because they didn't want to make me go change. So, but it was a hit, and it was really, really fun. I got a chance to talk to a lot of people. Come to find out, one of the other representatives that I didn't know actually told me he had the same suit, and I got a chance to have my picture made with a lot of people, and it was a lot of fun. So what I realized is, like, you can take the most serious of a situation and be a little bit lighthearted with it, and if people are much more down to earth, and they're much more receptive to the message we were trying to share about private property rights. So I've gone to the extent of going to NAR, and we're hearing this at the U.S. Capitol, talking to the representatives there one time, and even going to I call it the Realtor Prom, the inauguration of the NAR president. I wore a Pac-Man suit to that instead of a tuxedo. It was dark, and it was like a black suit with Pac-Man game all over it. But I don't know, just kind of fun. So I guess then it turned into some of the speaking things I've been doing over the years, showing up on stage wearing something a little different. It just kind of helped people understand that it's not that big of a deal. But the funny thing is I don't see it when I wear it. Everyone else does. So it's more kind of jokes on them, not me, I guess. It's kind of the way I look at it. I don't really notice it. And it's kind of fun if you've been around the same people for a few hours, and then you go to lunch, and then you get all these weird stares. I'm like, why are these people looking at me? And I'll look down like,
oh, yeah. Well, I know at convention, there were agents taking pictures of your suit, and I mean, it went like wildfire through our office even, because it was like, hey, look at the suit. Isn't it cool? And so, yeah, it was shared a lot.
Yeah, it was a little bit overwhelming. I had no idea wearing that when the logo, it was right at the time the branding had just changed. You got a chance to wear it, and we had the custom suit made, and I was trying to make sure that people could, get a chance to order one, because I had to have 20 people order it to be able to have it made. And I didn't want to order 20 of them. So, I had the company Shinesty out of Colorado. They said we couldn't get it done in time for that initial event. So I had one made kind of similar, but we still wanted the custom one done. So they said, well, we'll send you one of those fathead cardboard cutouts, with the suit on there. So, okay, perfect. I was joking. I said, well, why don't y'all put my face on it? Didn't even think about it. Get the thing in the mail, open it up, and it had my face on it. So then we figured out how to kind of put that out there, and we kind of, long story short, ended up showing up at the last event where everybody wore white to a party, and took the cardboard cutout with me to the actual event, and I had just the regular white suit on at the end of that video with the mark on the back of it. And people went crazy. It was probably 4,000 people at this party. It was down in Orlando. It was a lot of fun. You guys were there. But it was very, very exhausting, because it was I probably had somewhere between 1,000 and 1,200 pictures that I think I posted for that.
Oh, you were everywhere, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny. I got onto Workplace, and it's like Rett.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. Then it kept going. Like I had enough, and I just put we called it Flat Reds, what that ended up being named after that, kind of like Flat Stanley. So researching a few other events, and there's even an Instagram page for Flat Red. He hadn't been very active in a while. He needs to come out of hiding. I think COVID's been kind of keeping him down a little bit, but maybe he'll come back out. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, but that was totally unintentional. And that's where a lot of the ideas that happen or come up, or the things that are the most successful, weren't planned. You didn't really know where it was going to go. I was very uncomfortable, like walking, carrying a cardboard cutout of myself. Like, are people going to think I'm the most arrogant, ever? And it's also having my video guy there, James, that does a lot of our stuff with our brokerage. He was there, kind of filming a lot of this, and it was, some people thought that that was my bodyguard and I'm some kind of like celebrity or something. Like, no, I'm just here. But it was a lot of fun, and sometimes you just have to kind of realize that if you think it might work, go ahead and try it. Don't second guess yourself. And if it doesn't work, kill it pretty quick, But if you're gonna do something like that, something that bold and out there, you just got to own it, and you can't go into it halfway in anything. And there's people that try things, there's people that do things. You got to be a doer, and that's a really important thing.
Yeah. So on that, Rhett, let's go talk about your company and even your team a little bit.
Sure.
And I mean, I do know, I was looking at your Facebook and everything, and you guys do things very unique, right? You take a very interesting approach. And what kind of stuff did you guys do in 2020, and then what kind of results did you get, and what kind of advice could you give agents that are out there that's like maybe just a little afraid to do video or that kind of stuff? So walk us through kind of how your team operates, and then what kind of advice you could give our agents out there.
Sure. So my sales team, Rettro Group, is we're very, very diverse, and we have a lot of fun. Obviously, fun is important. Life's too short to hate what you do or to be bored with it. So you got to get the work done. That's the most important thing. We sell a lot of volume, but at the same time, we have a good time with the marketing and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things that we do, and I'm just going to show an example and I'll kind of describe it. This is a postcard that we sent out. You guys can kind of see this, and if I can hold it straight, it says "Thankful for you" on the front, and you can see that obviously we're wearing some pajama rolls, not really suits, but Shaughnessy sells those also. I was kind of skeptical about the pajama rolls, but they ended up being pretty neat. Of course, Andy was wearing that turkey suit in the back. And what we did a handemic for the pandemic. So we figured out a way to give back. We also figured out a way to stay in touch with our sphere of influence and our people that we work with. So basically, this is just a postcard, a picture I've shown you guys, and it really just kind of describes what we did. But it's a way to give back and market at the same time. But we weren't asking people to buy or sell anything. We asked people if they wanted to register to win one of 20 honey baked hams that we gave away, and a $250 gift card to a local grocery store that we gave away the week of Thanksgiving. So, and we said, look, if you don't need it, you can always give it to somebody else that is in need. So it was a huge hit. We had a lot of people sign up for it. We did a big campaign on all of it, but let's think what goes into that though. We do these things quarterly, and we've been doing it the last couple of years. On all our staff and agents as part of the team to have a theme with it. We all get together, figure out what's the thing we're going to do. And we don't always do a big giveaway with it. We do at least, try to probably once a year or so, but really just try to have some engagement. But, we do a photo shoot, we do videos as part of that, and we have a whole thing of marketing that goes with it. And we tie a little bit of real estate back into what's going on there. Yes, we have our listings that we keep, that come on and we sell. We advertise those, and we market around and all around the stuff that brings people back to our page. We think is just doing fun stuff like this. So, but it's a lot of effort, and it's a pretty high level way of doing it. But the postcards is the simple part. It's just actually mailing a postcard to the people that we have sold a home to, the agents that we do referrals with, the business owners in the community, the local restaurants, whatever it is. We send these out and every quarter, and that's a really easy and effective way of farming your own people. And it's really effective. And you don't want to be forgotten about. That's the number one fear that any person in real estate or really business, that one is going to come around, or someone's going to show up doing something slightly different, and they had a great experience before, but now they're going with this new, unique, different, whatever. As long as you can kind of stay in front of people and let them know that you're still working, you're consistent, you're out there in front of them, they haven't forgotten about it. You can do it in a positive way. Sometimes add humor with it. I have found for me a little bit of humor or a little bit of just out there. There's some people that think this is the most ridiculous thing ever, and they don't care for it. That's not my people. That's fine. Sometimes if people still hire us, and that's fine. We'll work with them if that works. But there's a lot of people that look for, like, what are y'all doing next? What's your next theme? Or people are offering a certain thing to do. We've done stuff like flamingos to St. Patrick's Day. This was Christmas. We did this last year and we did it again this year, but kind of going along with the pandemic stuff, we had our masks on. But we did
so you guys are elves.
So yeah, we did elf on a shelf, and we were actually at Walmart in the Christmas tree section at Walmart when we did that. We're all kind of standing there, and then obviously the automotive department at Walmart and the tires. So we were there because we were volunteer helping out with Shop with a Cop, and taking some of the kids around, and we were really there to capture what the local law enforcement does by giving back to the community and helping families in need and taking some kids shopping. So while we were there, took advantage of a photo opportunity for our card, and then of course we had the elf costumes that we made custom for that. So a lot of fun. So you're just really trying to put yourself out there. And I did a live every day that we did that, and had to break it up multiple times. And I was on a hoverboard in Walmart riding around with the police. I didn't get in trouble. Actually, one time we did get in trouble, but not too bad. Police chief said it was okay. We could keep going. But anyway, we were riding around. I was pushing half the time I was pushing a grocery cart with somebody in it. Several times it was someone from law enforcement or that worked around the community. And we would do a live stream talking about how cool it was and what was going on, their experience with what was going on with the cops, kids, and Christmas, shopping with cops thing. So it's stuff like that. Figure out what's going on in the moment. Things with our, that our teams also. We did this, thankfully. Well, we did this like literally like probably in the 11th and a half hour before COVID really became a shutdown scenario. We were promoting a local business doing it was Irish pub doing something for Thanksgiving or for St. Patrick's Day back in March of 2020 to do a Spirit Day, which means that anyone that came from that school to or their parents or whatever to that restaurant on a certain day, a percentage of the profits or the sales went back to that school as a donation. So we were there. We dressed up with our St. Patrick's Day suits that we had from the year before. We got a chance to kind of recycle that, and my staff has dresses that match the suit. And I on the way there, I was like, what can we do to make it a little more fun? I stopped at the grocery store and bought 20 boxes or 25 boxes of Lucky Charms. And you got to keep in mind this time I had a fifth grader last year and a third grader. So had kids still in the elementary school and up there good bit volunteering and stuff. So we went around talking about that, and the kids thought it was neat. And then I got a chance to go in the lunchroom. And I know if you hold your hand up like the little L, it's the lion. So that means be quiet. And I knew how to get their attention. So I got on the table at the cafeteria and made it rain Lucky Charms all over the cafeteria, which sounds completely bizarre. But I mean, there was 2 or 3 teachers that didn't care for it. But it was I took care of the janitors and stuff, and they're like, no, we're just glad we got something different to sweep up. This is totally fine. The kids loved it, but it was a lot of fun. But I got thinking about it, it's like everything was just kind of everywhere. But they had a ball with it, and sometimes just having a little bit of fun back to what's going on.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Jane.
I think you made a great point. You need to find your people. Like you said, there are people who really don't care for it or think it's too silly or whatever, but the promotions you do and the things that you do are for a group of people that are going to enjoy that and remember you by that.
Absolutely. I was looking over here and seeing if I can find a copy of it. Actually, I think I do see one. Hold on.
Well, and I think that's kind of the point too. It's the combination of all of that marketing that you're doing. It's you got the mail outs going out, but you're embracing this technology of live streaming and just making video. And that's where we find ourselves in this environment. But people need what you're doing. They need that connection. They need that humor. They need that funny behavior. We got to laugh. We need to laugh. What
Well,
do you got there,
I
Rett?
share one else that's out there. Maybe someone's not quite comfortable with video, but they're willing to still they're willing to do the work and doing something that's this big. So I always try to say, look for things that are already going on in your area, things you're participating with. And if you see something that's broken with that, instead of complaining about it, figure out a way to fix that. And I'll give an example, and this just kind of came to me. This was purely selfish, the reason why I decided to do this. My now 6th grader was playing football for the first time. There was a 6th grade team, 7th, and 8th grade team. And they had one number on their practice jersey, and they had another number for the games. Well, they got their game jerseys like the day before, and now they're playing the first game. Like, all right, remember my kid's number, but I kept confusing it because he had a different number at practice. And I didn't know who any of my friends' kids were, like who just caught the ball, made the tackle, like no clue. So I went to the coach and I said, hey, let me make a program for you guys. I have a photographer, Andy, is on staff. He can do this. Sarah that works with him on our staff, she does mainly contract close. She does used to work at the newspaper and can do kind of line everybody up and get it all there. So if you can get everyone together at the same time, players, and we can take all their photos, I'll make a program for you, no charge. It's like done. So, well, what we did is we came up with the very first program, and actually we spent a little money, had it printed on high quality paper, and I'll flip through it quickly, but
Wow,
it's got all through there. And we categorize it by A team, B team, C team. And then also, of course, my daughter was 8th grade cheerleader, so we had to put the the cheerleaders in there also for the parents. But I took the advantage of having a few spaces on there to run it as like ads, like I would have bought ads on there. But I paid for the whole thing, so it was there. We made 400 or so of these, and every one of the parents and grandparents kept this. They brought this back to each game. They're not getting, this is like a yearbook for them. They've never had a program for a middle school. I should have made a lot more copies, honestly. But my deal was with the coach is that I'll do it this year for free, and I'll do it for you next year for free as well. But you got to let me maintain control over doing this. But I'm going to sell ads for you and turn it into a fundraiser. He said, absolutely. It was a little bit late in the season to do it that time. But we had to make it, well, what can we do also that would really help out? One of the coaches that we're actually working with, trying to help him, find a home. He mentioned about there was a need of having an ice machine, for sports injuries or being able to, an ice bath or whatever it is that they do. So I said, well, let me help you with that. So we put a little thing, we need your help, in the very back page. The back cover had my team on it. You can kind of see our team picture, just our name and phone number.
that's awesome.
Inside cover, we need your help. And we put a picture of the actual ice machine. We put a cost of the ice machine is $3,000 goal that we need to raise for this, because people are asking me from the very beginning, well, because I had a kind of a mock-up proof of this. We just printed on a printer. And I said, what could, people were asking, hey, let me help pay for that. Let me help pay for that. So no, make a donation back to the Lion Alliance to help stuff with the school. So interesting thing about it, after we got these printed, they're out for about a week. We had a parent step up that their kid didn't play football. They were doing other sports that would also benefit from this. I think it was soccer or cross country. Donated the entire amount for the ice machine. So
Wow.
it's, and so little things like that, you're able to really see a little win from it. So if you can help fulfill needs now, I know some of the parents out there, granted. But here's the number one thing that I wanted to make sure that people recognize from this story. Every one of those parents not only know who I am, but they know that I sell real estate.
That's right.
Now, I don't have to be their number one agent. There's 3 or 4 parents on the team that love this just as much. They sell real estate too with other companies. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to be damn sure that I'm everyone's number 2 agent.
Yeah.
So if you take that approach in life, like, and that, like, I'm going to do everything I can to do the right things, pay it forward, and give good advice, help people as you can. It'll all come back around when you pay it forward like that. So
well,
it required a bunch of pictures. It was a lot of work. It was an expense to it. And I had staff, thankfully, to help. But if you had a camera and you were good at photography and you didn't want to be the one on the camera as much, you could easily do something like this and really benefit. Yeah. Every school would love that.
Well, Rett, and this is the thing I'm going to add to that too. And it's obvious that this is what you're doing, but the trend thing right now is when you talk to any agents or you go to a real estate coach or whatever, the thing that they keep saying, you just got to provide value. You just got to provide value, and they give you all these ideas, which is fine. But what you are actually doing is, yes, you've got an ability to gain business by doing what you're doing. but you are providing the value. Like that's the key. Like you're raising like the ice machine and the marketing and the helping out the nonprofits and serving the handemic. You know, you're thinking when you go to market something, and from just listening to this, it's like when you go to make a video, you're trying to figure out a way to provide value to them. It's not about you making a video and say, hey, look, buy for me, and posting everything on social media about every new listing you get and every new buyer you get and every new closing you've had. You are literally posting on your page ways that you've helped your community. You've done that over and over and over. If you go to your page, you'll see this just you guys providing back. Obviously, you still got some marketing on there, but overwhelmingly, you go and you give, and then ultimately that comes back. I mean, yeah, there you go. Tanya Foster just said this: "Give and you shall receive." That's 100%. Great.
Yep, absolutely.
And yeah, it was interesting too, Red, that you, and I think that's a great point to bring up to the agents. You specifically said what fundraiser you were doing and what you wanted to purchase. I think that's important too, because a lot of time if you're like, oh, we're raising money for this cause or that cause, you know, the people who are donating are wondering, well, where does that money really go? You know, how much money do they need? Is it a $5 item? What are they wanting? And so I think it's really great to be able to show you raise money for it, and then advertise again that, you know, you reach that goal and you know, they now have that service or they have that equipment.
Yep. And then you got to talk about it after it's there too. And you know, and be careful though, when you do things like this, then people ask you to be more involved with stuff. So I'm the president of the Alliance now for the rest of the year. So, but anyway, I'm have fun with that too. So, you know, it's important to give back. But yeah, going all in and just being involved with what's there. But yeah, if people can if real estate agents could just get out of their head thinking that they've got to be the expert on all things real estate and demonstrate that to their clients. There's a lot of really good people that sell real estate. They're very successful, that they don't need to be teaching people about real estate stuff. They're just good people. Yeah. They can get deals done. They can work it all out, but they know what has to happen to make it work. You know, they don't need teaching it. And they don't have to demonstrate it, but they can be really, really good at some other stuff and put it out there in a different way, add value in a way that the people are going to appreciate the value. Sometimes value is we talked about, videos that go viral and stuff. They're not the people teaching stuff. They're the things that were caught off guard or the things that are funny or something that somebody planned something that was going to be, you know, gain our attention or whatever it is. So think about it along those lines, and not saying that you're trying to make something go viral, but you're just trying to really just keep attention going around what your cause is or what you're doing, and figure out a way to drive it all back home in a very subtle way. That's this non-salesy. I didn't put anything on the front of the cover of this about anything with myself. I put it on the back, but and I could have easily just printed these. I've got a really nice copy machine here at my office. Got 2 of them, but I went ahead and went to a professional printer and did a glossy full color print that's bound with staples because I wanted people to keep it. And, if it got, someone's Coke spilled on it, it's not going to melt the paper, So sometimes it's okay to go a little bit further in, but you don't have to. You start with where you can and then go from there. Thankfully, we sell a lot of real estate, have a lot of volume, and I have a pretty substantial marketing budget because I understand the importance of it. But I didn't get there overnight. Real estate is a marathon, not a sprint. And
that's right.
Seeds now for business for later. Those 5th grade kids or 3rd grade kids, whatever age it was that I was there at the school, Make It Rain Lucky Charms. Those are the agents I want to hire in the next 12 years, 10 years. Whatever.
Yeah, that's right, man. So we're going to be coming to the end of this interview with you, but before we do that, a couple more questions that I kind of want to get in there. We're going to do a rapid fire question with you as well. But the 2 last questions I kind of want to get to is basically if it's a newer agent or even an experienced agent, what advice would you give them into overcoming the obstacle of fear and being comfortable? Like, what would you tell them that way? And then the second part of that is, what is it about Century 21 that made you guys decide to franchise with them? So 2-part question for you there.
Sure. Well, I kind of go with the low line fruit. What's easy? I use kind of the concept, random to real estate. I'm showing you guys my little logo right there. It's kind of in the background. Shameless plug, but only for the sake of research for yourself. Go like our YouTube page or go subscribe to it. We got a lot of really good content on there. You can totally R&D, rip off and duplicate. You see an idea we did, make it better. That'll give you some good ideas and tips on some things you can kind of possibly work on. But talk about the things that come natural to you. If you're new in real estate, but you're really good at something, let's use fishing, for instance. That's something that I'm not saying I'm really great at it, but I really enjoy it. And I like sharing that experience with my family and friends. So I will make videos and talk about stuff around fishing, or I will make posts about that. I will attract people because of fishing stuff that will then turn into potential real estate clients or people that will refer me real estate business because of the random things that I do that brings it back to my real estate business. So random to real estate is kind of my concept there. And then going back on why did we decide to affiliate and join? We were a startup, 2014, and looked at. I was really going to do an independent brokerage. My partner and I were. We had the property management, but we wanted to really make sure that we had the maximum exposure on all of our listings, be able to have all the tools and resources. And I realized very quickly that as an independent scenario, we couldn't negotiate the kind of deals that something like Century 21 could for us. We didn't have all the extra resources that were already there from day one to be able to use. So that's what we did. And knowing that we both like to sell real estate, my business partner and myself, we decided to go that route and go all in with Century 21 and take full advantage of everything that they had to offer, and then some. And by doing so, that's how we're able to grow from basically us 2 agents and some staff to having, I think we got 49 agents now. We signed 2 more up yesterday, and basically 5.5 years. So it's been a really, really good fit for us. We've had a lot of fun with it, and it constantly gets better.
Man, it's awesome. Awesome.
So tell us a little bit about your book, Rett.
Yeah, so I got a really unique opportunity to work with Century 21 Corporate and Likeable Media. It was the marketing firm that we used a few years back. Every couple of years it changes, different marketing firms. But got a chance to go up to New York City and meet with Dave Kirpin, the owner of that, and we worked on this influencer program. And it really kind of helped us kind of work on a lot of things together. It's kind of got me comfortable doing Zoom calls, 4 years ago or 3 years, whenever it was, on a regular basis. And our goal for the whole influencer program at the end of it was to co-write a book, and it's called Winning Real Estate. And then all the different tips. So I think that if you search it, look for Winning Real Estate on Amazon, you'll find it. Yeah, Secrets to Success from Leading Pros. Sorry, I couldn't remember the full title. It's a long one.
Oh, that's good.
All the money went back to a charity for Century 21. And we each wrote a chapter, and I wrote my chapter about video marketing and the way we did video stuff as the brokerage for the community with James Paul, Schiller Productions. We went around, and we still do this 1 full day a month. We go around and video highlight local business, so that for our Century 21 Novus Facebook page, we have weekly content to put out that's basically talking about other businesses and what they do. And I tell that story, how we put all that together in my chapter in the book.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great idea. And I'm sure the businesses really appreciate the exposure too. And they're, people in the community have more information about those businesses.
Yeah.
Well, we're the kind of the stewards of our community. You got to kind of take that digital mayor approach. And when, my thought process is that if we can talk about all the things that are positive, why is it great to live and work in our area, and highlight all those things, we're paying it forward from the beginning. But too, that's really letting people know they really are, working on being the experts for the community. I say working on, I never want to say that I am the expert. I think that's a goal that I'll never reach, but I'm always working towards that. So, trying to become the community expert. So, because there's always things that do come up, always things that change, and we just want to be able to give out really good, unique content and drive people to our page because of other stuff. They can find it because of real estate too. We want to drive them there and keep them there because of the community things that we do and the other businesses that we talk about.
That's good. All right, man. Rapid fire questions. We're going to wrap this up, and these are just quick ones for you. Number 1 accomplishment so far in real estate?
56 right here.
There you go.
Number 1 accomplishment, gosh, there's so many. I think the fact that having the staff that I have on my sales team to allow me to be able to really enjoy all the things in life. I think I went to Florida 6 times this year, out of town, didn't skip a beat. I worked the whole time, but I didn't have to physically handle every call, handle everything going on with it. It was working while I was gone. So being able to working towards building that perpetual machine of systems, it's got a long way to go. It's assembled. It's a little loose, but we're getting it constantly tightened up more and more. But that's probably one of my favorite accomplishments.
That's good.
Rhett, who are some of your heroes in real life?
Oh my gosh, my parents, grandparents, gosh, there's so many people, mentors I've had over the years, and people I've learned from, and just really just almost, and it sounds kind of silly, but really anyone that I talk to, I think we can learn something from everyone we talk to.
No, that's true.
And a lot of times what we'll learn is what not to do to end up on the path they did, right? Or and I hate to say that, but there's a lot of things we can learn. Life's too short to have every lesson. I always call it a bought lesson, a lesson that cost you something. You had to pay for it. Life's too short to buy every lesson. Try to learn what you can from everyone, and try to share something if they're open to that as well too. So I'm bad about sharing advice or things that I see as opportunities with people that are not always receptive or want to hear that. But I have to kind of tone myself down sometimes. But I always try to come from a place of being genuinely helpful.
That's good. All right, Rhett, buddy, here is some contact information. Rhett, if you want to run through these for us so people can get in contact with you and connect with you, that would be great.
Yes, please do. Please do. Facebook, I'm there. Obviously, Instagram, Twitter, and at Rett Harmon. Rett spelled with no H, so it's just RETT, and then HARMON. And if you can check us out, they said Facebook is for Rettro Group. It's C21 Rettro, RETTRO GROUP, and then of course same thing on Instagram, C21 Rettro Group, and then. We're on Twitter a little bit, but that's not my biggest focus there. Playing around with TikTok a little bit, having some fun there, working on that a little bit. Most of the time, my handle is going to be Rett Harmon, but Random to Real Estate is going to be where we put a lot of our best video content or things that we're working on. Not saying that we have a ton of views on all of our videos, but it is very deep as far as the stuff we're working on. If you get stuck, want to know something more to do, there's tons of videos that I guarantee anybody can make a better version of it. But the fact that I actually made one and you haven't already sets me at a different place. So what I'm getting at, though, that sounds kind of silly, but what I'm saying is that if someone is doing something in your market, I'm not saying that you copy exactly what they did, but if someone's doing video and they've done it a certain way, you could do it in a completely different spin and share similar topics. There's only so many different things if you're really trying to talk about the industry stuff. Put your own spin on it. Do a better job. Interview a different person in it. Take it a little slightly different direction. But there's really very few original ideas. So just make the ideas better. Build a better mousetrap. But more importantly, just get started doing it. And if you just have a few things of content on that's out there around you that you are putting out, there's so many that are still scared of it. So the fact that if you do something, you're going to be so much further along than the ones that don't.
Yeah, that's good. Rhett.
I really enjoyed it. I told you I'd go long talking.
That's good, man. No, it's all really good. And just a quick summary, just to compact this as best that I can. But there's a lot of good stuff there. But to me, the biggest takeaway that I would say is that if you are an agent out there, make it about the people you serve. Make sure that you're providing value in your community, and that will have dividends in return. And I think that would summarize what Rhett has built out of that business down there and doing his videos and even wearing the suits. To me, it's all about that value. And that's true value.
Do it your way, right, Rhett? Just
do
it your way, whatever that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it your way. If you really like, something that's out there, you know what? Somebody else is out there that likes that too. Might not be a lot of people, but those are your people. Find them and cultivate an audience and a following around it.
That's good. And Rhett made a post and it said, find us on YouTube, Random to Real Estate. Start conversation with me if you have an idea you want to try. Let's brainstorm. So throw them some comments, guys.
I'll throw my cell number out there too. I'll talk to anybody, text me, whatever, 678-520-6381. If I can help you guys in any way, or you want to brainstorm on something, shoot me a text. We'll try to get a 15-minute time to chat about it.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rhett. And just before you go, Steve Robinson, principal broker owner, said this. Rhett, thank you so much for being on the show today. Your unique approach to everyday challenges is refreshing and exciting. Go get them.
Thanks, Steve.
See you, Rhett. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, that was a great interview. I tell you, he's got a lot of excitable stuff, a lot of good things going, and he's actually doing exactly what all these coaches say, provide value, but he's doing it correctly. He's providing that value. It's amazing. It's good.
And everyone we've brought on the show that's been so successful, they're really genuine, nice people that are, it's beyond just their real estate and how good they are at that. They're just, so giving and willing to help. And I think that's a trait that we all could work on, is just be genuine and try to, like you say, try to serve.
Yes. Agreed. All right, let's get to the agent spotlight.
Uh-oh, I don't know what happened to Adam. Well, I know Keisha's in the green room, so we'll be bringing her on in a second. I think Adam might have lost internet connection, so we'll give him a second here. We're super excited to hear from her. She's in our London office. I don't know if Will can hear me too, if he can bring Keisha on or not. Hey, Keisha.
Jane.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm so glad he could bring you on. So give us a little bio about you, Keisha. I just told everyone you were in our London office, but tell us more about you.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I've been in real estate about 7 years. I don't know. I thought Adam was going to read my bio.
Sorry, yeah, I don't have your bio here to read for you, but.
Okay.
Oh, here he comes.
To save the day.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. So we go back and we reuse these live streams for separate videos. So we're going to go back. We're going to do this the right way, Keisha.
Thank you.
Out, and we're going to read the bio and start over.
Take 2.
Here we go. All right, so we get the privilege to introduce one of our very own, Keisha Brooks, out of the London, Kentucky office. And I'm going to read a quick bio about her before we bring her onto the show. So Keisha currently resides in London, Kentucky, and has been a realtor since 2014. After obtaining her license, she was accepted to the KYR Leadership Program in 2015 and graduated in December of that year. This leadership program provided her with valuable skills that she uses daily in real estate negotiations, educating home buyers and sellers, and effectively marketing listings. Keisha has been working in London and Corbin real estate for 7 years, and her clients often describe her as knowledgeable and trustworthy. She enjoys riding her motorcycle and traveling. Keisha proudly serves on the Century 21 Planning Committee and supports several great nonprofit organizations, including the Sun Up Initiative and JDRF. So that is Keisha. So let's bring Keisha into the show now that she is introduced. Keisha, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you are so welcome. And it's good to see you. You look very beautiful today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I need to hear that for sure.
So Keisha, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into real estate?
Okay.
What started it all?
I would be glad to. So I worked in the school system when my kids were growing up. I have 3 children. So when they became more independent, started going off to college, and my youngest one started driving himself to school, I resigned from my position on the administrative staff and just went for it. I took some time off to do the classes and took my time, and here I am 7 years later.
We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
Yes, very good. So tell our audience too, something that is kind of interesting about you that some others might not know. So it makes you a little more relatable and they know something that might surprise them.
Well, I'm not that interesting. I do like to ride a motorcycle, which some people are surprised by because it's usually males who are driving bikes. People will say, "Oh, you drive it by yourself?" Well, yes, of course. That's something that I could share that might be interesting, but that's something I really enjoy, and it allows me to travel and feel free.
So here's a question for you. What type of motorcycle? Harley?
No, I'm a Haas Stradaliner. It's a 1900.
Oh, nice. All right. So for you bikers out there, there you go. This pretty Keisha is a motorcyclist. That's awesome.
Love it.
Yeah, you live in a great area to ride too.
Yes,
It's beautiful there.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, country, hills, mountains, lakes. That's awesome.
We have it all here.
That's really good. So what are some successes you have had in real estate? And what is one of your most memorable moments?
Obviously, being in the leadership program was an amazing experience. I'm very thankful that I got to be a part of that. But honestly, what's been so life-changing for me in real estate has been that I've made the decision to do real estate full-time. I'd been doing it part-time up until June of last year. So to choose to do it full-time during a pandemic was a little scary, but it's been surprisingly amazing. Like, it's just been so busy, as I think everyone has that same story. So I am so very thankful that I made that decision.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the KYR leadership and what that is about, because that's a really good program. You learned a lot through there, and you got pretty well connected. So elaborate a little bit for our audience about what that is.
Yeah, sure. So it teaches us leadership skills and team building. It's been, oh my gosh, it was in 2015 class. So it's been a while. I'm not sure how differently they're doing things now. Unfortunately, I haven't kept up with the pandemic going on. I know it used to be every other year, and now I'm not sure if they're doing it every year. So, but I would encourage anyone to apply and hope to get chosen for that, because it's very hard to explain. You just have to do it.
Yes, that's absolutely true. I mean, again, kind of a theme. It's a little bit nerve-wracking to commit to something like that, because it is going to put you out of your comfort zone. You're going to make many trips. You're going to go up to Frankfort, Kentucky for meet with legislators. You're interacting with business leaders. I mean, it's a pretty intensive program, and it's really, really good. I do agree. Agents really should participate in that, but it does push you. It does push you.
Yes, you were talking about getting out of your comfort zone. That will do it.
That will do it.
And
then you also said about going into full time. So I know that there's a lot of agents out there that struggle with that whole thing. It's because you hold on to that, again, that comfort element and that security net. And it's hard to kind of just say, oh, I'm going to let that go, and I'm just going to embrace this sales job full time. Tell me a little bit about that experience, because that is very, very true for a lot of agents out there.
I think I was at a place where I either needed to go one way or the other. I needed to do it or not. And I love real estate so much. I'm so thankful to be part of this office and part of this company for the last 2 years. I talked with our broker, Steve, and he encouraged me to go for it. And I trusted him, and I'm so glad that I did. I was super nervous, but what a great decision. I don't regret it for 1 second.
Yeah, that's good.
You talked about how busy you've been, your fear of, with the pandemic, maybe not having enough work. Tell us where some of your leads are coming from and how that worked out for you, how you've managed to stay so busy.
Yeah, it's everything we've been talking about: relationships, past clients. I'm starting now, my 7th year. People I've sold houses to in the beginning are now selling their homes that they had bought. Their parents are using me. So it's really just a lot of referrals. And honestly, I have made the decision to spend more time with my clients, make the time, talk to them. It's just very simple. And I was making it way too hard.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little how you've kept up with those past clients over that span of time? What are some of the things you do to keep in touch with them?
Yeah. So for one example would be over the holidays, I made sure that I checked in with them, took them a little gift, sat around with them. They're so excited for us to visit with them, and I didn't realize that. They want to show me what they've painted and what they've redone, and this has just been a new experience for me to reach out and visit with them and face to face and just say hi, and they love it. They just want to show you all the stuff they've done, and how cool. I mean, the changes that they make over that length of time, whether it's a year or 2 years. So
that is so true.
Great idea. Yeah.
So true. So, Keisha, out of all the brokerages and models that are out there, what was it about Century 21 that made you decide to affiliate with us?
Well, I don't want to keep repeating everything everyone said, but obviously the resources we have with Century 21, the tools that are available, marketing, advertising. I mean, I could go on and on and on about what is available to us. And that was obviously very appealing to my decision to be with Century 21.
That's awesome. Thank you, Keisha.
Yeah, thank you.
So, this is kind of our signature question, and we ask this because I think it definitely gives a good idea about someone's life and how they ended up where they were. And so we're going to ask this one to you as well. What is the one decision that put you on the course to where you are now? Can you pick the one major decision?
I mean, I guess to do full-time real estate would that's my answer again. I'm sorry, but it's just
That's good.
I was so pulled. I always wanted to have this foundation income where I know I have this amount of money always coming in, and it was scary. But oh my gosh, I didn't have time for my clients trying to do, another job and do this part-time. So now that I've given my clients more attention, that income has just come along with it. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. You made that leap. You did it even though you're uncomfortable and maybe even afraid of that security, but you made that decision, and it's paying off. It's working out for you, and your focus is on real estate now and your clients, and it's a good thing. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, we hear that a lot, when agents first come to us, some of them maintain their regular job, and that helps them to some extent too, because they have those people they're in contact with daily that maybe want to buy or sell real estate, and helps them build their sphere of influence. But it's difficult to decide that exact pivotal moment when, okay, now I have enough real estate business, I'm comfortable in my position that I can transfer over and do that full time.
Yeah. And not to say that you can't do both, for sure. It's, everybody's different, but I needed to focus on one thing. It's hard for me to do anyway. So
Yeah. No, I'm guilty of that too. So.
Yeah. We talked about that this morning.
Yes, we did.
That is kind of a trait of a good salesperson, is that they are able to have so many things going on at one time and maintain sanity.
That's so true.
Well, I guess you're people then, right?
Yeah, we found our people.
We found our people. That's good. So, Keisha, what is a way that someone can get a hold of you if they want to list or buy any property that is out there in the state of Kentucky?
Oh, honey, we're everywhere these days, aren't we? Let's see. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. You name it, I'm on it. I guess I didn't give you my handle, but...
Oh, you should. Plug that.
Oh, gosh.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know for sure. I think it's
no worries.
331.
Well, if you find it, be sure just to go back to the video and drop it in the comments there so people can reach out to you that way. It's a great way to do it. And but you can also be reached by cell phone. There it is, 606-521-7411. And then you've got her email address, KeishaBrooks331@gmail.com. Keisha, thank you so much. And you know what? Just keep being amazing and keep serving your clients so well. It is absolutely an honor and privilege to serve you as well.
Oh, thank you. You guys have a great day. See you.
You too.
Thanks for coming. Bye.
Thank you, Keisha. Good. I love reaching out to these agents and connecting with them and just hearing their stories and how they got started in real estate.
Everybody comes from a slightly different place, and it's very interesting to hear some of their struggles that they dealt with along the way.
Yes, it's always good. We've all been there. We've been to some element of that, or they've been somewhere that we have not been yet. So it's always good. That's what this is all
really
about.
Worked, and they all have such great ideas. I mean, I think her idea of getting in touch with your clients and going and visiting them and seeing what they've done to their home, that's a great idea.
Yep. Let's see if there's anything else in the comments we haven't brought up yet. Butch Sizemore says, "Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great today and selling lots of homes." Thank you, Butch. Kristen Nicole Brown, excited for today's takeaways. Always learning from these live shows. Thank you, Kristen. And let's see, we had Alice Wagner. She was on here. Good morning. And then Donna Gregorich, what a joy to be able to work with Keisha Collette Brooks. Yes. So true, Donna. So true. Jane, that comes to the end of this show. We went over a little bit of an hour, but you know what? It's okay. It's all good.
We had lots to talk about today.
Hey, it's always good to do that. especially in this this age of time, right?
Yeah.
We've got this to communicate with.
So tell us what's coming up.
All right, so we've got a few more guests coming up the next couple of weeks. So next Friday, 10:30 a.m., we've got Brian Ellington coming on. He is the Chief Operating Officer with Century 21 Corporate. So we're going to be talking about just kind of how Century 21 has operated over the past 50 years, I will add. It's our 50th
years
anniversary.
this year. It's our anniversary. Yeah,
This year?
That's great.
So that's good. We're
That
excited
says a
about
lot.
that.
It says an awful lot how long they have maintained at the top and been successful all of those years.
Totally agree. And been able to maintain the most recognized brand in the industry, 22 straight years now.
Yeah.
So it's a good accomplishment and most respected. So I'll add that as well.
Yeah.
The following week, we got Kyle Saboth coming on, and he is with Century 21 now, and he's previously with Keller Williams, and he was the #1 selling agent in the United States of America. So he is now with Century 21, and we're going to be having him on the show. So it'll be a great learning opportunity for all of us. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I've seen other interviews with him. He's really interesting guy. You all will need to tune in for that.
Yeah, so be sure to come back and watch that interview. And then the following week after that, we got Jared James, the infamous coach of real estate, and he goes around, speaks at all kinds of conventions.
He does.
Most of you all are going to know who he is.
A couple times, yeah.
Yes.
Great
awesome
guy, too.
energy. Yep. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So that brings us to the end of the show. I hope you guys have liked it. Be sure if you're watching this on YouTube to hit the little thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. If you are watching this on Facebook, be sure to like our page and share it. And we do appreciate you guys for coming and watching today. And if you are watching this on replay, just put in the comments #team replay. That way we know that you watched it after the show. That just helps us to figure out exactly what's going on. Jane, are you good?
I'm good. We'll see you all again next week.
All right. We'll see everybody next week, Friday, 10:30 a.m. Bye, everybody.